This is officially round 3 of trying to film this video. I accidentally deleted the last one that I filmed, so here we are again. Alright, preface to this video. 3rd time's a charm, but this video is going to be full of lots of hot button things that a lot of you are going to be offended at, and that's okay. If it offends you, you can GTFO, alright? And whether you choose to be rage baited by this video and hang out, or you choose to leave and maintain your personal sanity, that is entirely up to you, darling, okay? It's my video. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. Yeah, okay. And what are we going to talk about? Well, it's a beautiful little continuation of my Miss USA beef monologue. And so, yesterday, Sydney Sweeney blessed us all with her stunning self in a beautiful Christian Cowan gown at the Vanity Fair or Women of Whatever Awards, okay? Like, nobody really gives a shit about this award. What we give a shit about is Sydney Sweeney in that dress, okay? It was beautiful, it was stunning, it was delectable. I love it, all right? I have no notes. Chef's kiss, all right? Now, of course, this got some other ladies on the internet very riled up because men think Sydney Sweeney is hot. And if men think another woman is hot, it's gonna make some women feel nasty, okay? So of course they have to comment on it. And one of the little comments that came up that I'll actually try and see if I can find it here so that we can get like full. We're gonna try and get the whole saga. Which, does it mean anything? No, but you know what? I feel like we need to address some of this stuff, okay? So, let's see, what are we talking about here? Hold on, maybe I commented on it. Did we comment on it? Okay, here we go. Yes, I did. Okay, so the original post was, can we see this? Can we see the original post? This is the original post. There you are. There you are. That's the original post, okay? Sydney Sweeney and Miss Victoria Thelvig, the current reigning Miss Universe, okay? Which, there's a lot of drama around Miss Thelvig to begin with, all right? There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of allegedly-ness around her win, as it is. But setting that aside completely, why? So, what we're talking about, first of all, this is not just an America thing. That's like wishful thinking on the part of Samira Khan, okay? Because that's, no, all right? It's not just an American thing. And, yeah, so, and the reason why, there's a couple of reasons why, but the reason why men find Sydney Sweeney more attractive than Victoria Thelvig, which, if I'm mispronouncing her name, come at me, fight me, whatever. I tried, okay? Is because, first of all, one of them purchased her beauty, okay? And as a matter of fact, Miss Universe, one of their largest sponsors of the beauty pageant, is a cosmetic and surgical hospital in Korea, okay? So if you think that they're not getting work done, I hate to tell you, they're one of their largest sponsors. They're absolutely getting work done. And Victoria has absolutely had work done, all right? And there are significant assets that she purchased that Miss Sweeney did not. Miss Sweeney got them from her mama, okay? So that would be the primary thing that would drive men towards one side of that aisle versus the other. And alongside that, Victoria Thelvig is a beauty queen. Okay, so her BMI is at constant cut mode. Okay, like beauty queen, like Victoria Thelvig body type is not something that just happens naturally on women. Like, we are supposed to have a larger percentage of body fat compared to men because we birth babies and we have a period every month, okay? And so looking at Sydney Sweeney, because there was a guy that tried to say that Sydney Sweeney is chubby, which she's not, okay? She's normal. She has a normal, like, fat to muscle ratio for her body type, okay? And the difference is bodybuilder bulking season and bodybuilder competition cutting season, okay? And specifically for women, the reason that's not kind of viewed as super attractive in someone that a man is going to want to date is for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's biologically unattractive because you're on the cusp of looking like you're unwell, all right, and that you have a unhealthy relationship with your food, all right? That's the vibe. I'm not saying that that's what Victoria is giving. I'm saying that it's on the cusp of that, and that is something that, again, I saw a lot of in the most recent Miss USA pageant, and it's something that has been popping up with the rise of the Instagram thought face, is this body type that gives the impression of, like I said, having an unhealthy relationship with food. Now, which, you know, it also having the, like, female version of the gym bro body also has connotations of being someone who has self-esteem problems, right? And not so much in an unhealthy way, in my personal opinion, as like the self-esteem connotations of someone who constantly goes under the knife and tries to alter their given form in an attempt to fit into what other people tell them is beautiful, right? Like, we know that constantly having surgical and cosmetic procedures is a, like, universally recognized sign of someone who may or may not have self-esteem problems. And so yeah, which is problematic, especially if you're looking at someone that you may potentially want to be in a relationship with, right? And so that's a thing, which, if you can hear that in the background, I apologize. All right. Anyways, so we're gonna try and ignore that, right, Kiwi? Yeah. So I also think that this erasure of personal uniqueness and identity with, you know, these cookie cutter procedures and overuse of fillers and injectables is exactly that. Like, you're erasing the individual identity that you have that's been given down to you ancestrally, right? And I get it. I have had Botox, I've had Juvederm. I haven't had it in 3 or 4 years, mostly because the pocketbook just doesn't allow for it. And yeah. Anyways, but I'll get into all of that in a different video. So I think it showcases an aspect of someone's personality that gives red flags to have a surplus of all of these various superficial expressions of self, right? And yeah, which is why men prefer Sweeney and women prefer Universe, which I don't prefer Universe. I just want to caveat that. I think that Miss Universe is a very attractive woman, but I do think that this overindulgence in cosmetic procedures and this erasure of identity, and that it sets, and we know this, like we're already seeing it, it's setting an unhealthy precedent for other young women who don't realize that although you look phenomenal through a phone, in person it is disconcerting. Like, it's disconcerting and it's uncanny valley, and you end up all having the same cookie cutter face. All right, it's the same like alien cheekbone filler moment and this, you know, pointy crimson chin like thing that people are doing, and then you throw Botox into it and you've got a face that isn't capable of expressing emotion in the same way that you would if you had full control over your facial musculature. All right, it's just a fact. That's how Botox works. So in case anybody was curious, that's why women, and why do women like all of this on Miss Universe? Because it means that if you get a credit card that's got a limit large enough, you too can go out and purchase a Miss Universe face. That's why women like it, because female competitiveness is all about aesthetics. It just is. It's the way it works. And it's why women hate on other women. It's why women got mad about Sydney Sweeney in the Good Genes ad. It's why women claim that they don't like Sydney Sweeney, because you cannot purchase what she has been given. Okay? And you can purchase quite a bit of what Miss Universe has. And that's why women like her more. So, and beyond that, I actually saw another lady. I believe they're ladies. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt based off of their personal avatar online. Okay, there was another lady who posted that, what was it that she said? Oh, trying to say that liking Sydney Sweeney was lowbrow taste in beauty, which, honey, stop. Okay, that's not lowbrow. That is an unbelievably repulsive thing to say about someone who just looks that way. Okay, and what's lowbrow is buying beauty. That's lowbrow. Lowbrow is purchasing an aesthetic. That's lowbrow. Okay? Just putting it out there. All right? Buying beauty is lowbrow. And everybody does it, right? I'm not saying that, you know, I say that across the board. All right? And I say that with the caveat of recognizing that I have already picked out my plastic surgeon. Okay, when these jowls start to droop, I already know who I'm going to call. Okay, I know who I'm going to call, and I recognize that I'm superficial enough to have already been thinking about that. Okay, but purchasing an aesthetic that looks like everybody else and is a cookie cutter face that looks less appealing than AI, right? Like, if it's the same kind of beauty and aesthetic that like AI comes up with, it's boring. It's unexciting. It doesn't even have the veracity to be vanilla. It's just unflavored oats, okay? And that's lowbrow. Okay, it's lowbrow, it's trashy, and I think we're finally getting to the point where we recognize this. Okay, so yeah, that's how we feel about that. This is a shorter video, so if anybody watches this, feel free to fight with me in the comments. Tell me what you agree with, tell me what you don't agree with, and Have a good one, y'all.